Sitting in my office today, the sun was streaming in the windows the way it does in the winter, casting long shadows on the walls. It's cold outside, January the 15th. That's the day my dad died. The shadows were the same that day. My mom walked in and she hugged me and she said, "Your father's at peace." It was 31 years ago. How is that even possible? How can you even process something that makes as little sense as that? That I'm older now than he ever got to be. That he saw so little of the life that his son got to live. He was really proud of his boy, not that I had given him that much to feel that way about. But what I'd give to have just 5 minutes today to tell him how the story's gone since 1988. To introduce him to the grandkids, one of whom is named Sam, after him. I've always avoided focusing on the day of his passing, and I've chosen to talk about birthdays instead, to celebrate them, not obsess about the death day. But this year, I'm surrounded by it. My good friend Jill buried her dad today. She said she wanted to speak at his funeral, but wasn't sure she could do it. I told her to think about love, told her she could, and she'd be glad she did. Well, she did, and I'm told she was great. Tomorrow, I head to Maryland to be there for one of my boys who just lost his dad. That funeral is Thursday morning. And I realize that I've been pretty good at giving advice to those who deal with this specific pain. I tell them when the grief comes not to run from it, not to bury it, because it grows and it gets a whole lot heavier to carry around, because it does. I encourage my friends to share it, to articulate it, to say it out loud. It's time to take my own advice. Today isn't worse than another day, it's just another day. But to try to swallow it and ignore it today would be a mistake. So maybe this is selfish to do it here, but it's intentional because we all have our pain to deal with. And maybe it helps somebody else or encourages someone to tell a loved one who's still here how you feel. Maybe it doesn't. Either way, I miss you, Dad, today and every day. And I hope you'd be proud of how it all turned out. We'll be back on Thursday. Neil and Stan are next.